Ready to kick this best of 3 off, guys. Welcome to the round of 16 here at the Vasa Invitational. I am Nathanias, and well, spawning in the bottom left position of the map, we have our blue Protoss player from Team XMG. It is ToD. And his opponent spawning in the northeast position as the red Zerg player from Team Mouse Sports. It is Vortix. It's a Protoss versus Zerg. We are here in the round of 16 at the Vasa Invitational. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are curious as to some of the results that we've had, we're in the round of 16. Current other matches that are being played: Nurtia MMA, Jadong Happy. Coming up after this match, we'll have the rest of the round of 16, including Stardust versus Xenocider, Muslim Major, and well, some other games that are actually still waiting to be added into the bracket. So for the purposes of this match, we have to see who's going to go on to the round of 8. Now, just as a quick, I guess, bit of information, the winner of this series will play up against the winner between Nurtio and MMA. And already we can see Vortix opening up with 14-14, a little bit of a 2v2 build style thing we got going on here, as ToD opens up Gateway. ToD liking that Gateway opening. It's always funny because if you guys don't know as much about ToD, you know, obviously Vortix has been a very big presence in the European scene. Although I guess both of these guys have had presence for a long time, since ToD was a rather high-level Warcraft 3 player. But ToD does commentary for ESL, WCS, covering lots of big major live events. And as someone, you know, as a caster myself, it's always funny to see the kinds of builds that somebody who commentates games does in their own games, particularly ToD, since obviously he plays on such a high level. So it's always hard for me to predict what ToD will do. He always has so much access to high quality games. You know, the side perk of commentating games is obviously that you have the replays to look at for yourself if you want. And it makes it difficult for me to really give an honest estimation of what I think ToD would go for. But Vortix is the kind of player to do aggressive builds like this. He's the kind of player to go for strategies where he can maybe catch his opponent off guard, deal a lot of early damage, and that could be precisely what he does this game. There's one Zealot on the map. There's a Mothership Core coming. But if he could get out enough Zerglings and force a cancel on something like this Nexus, that would be huge. Now, the Zerglings do want to catch this probe, but I do not think he'll be able to get it. This probe will just lead all the Lings back to his base, and he is still just producing Lings. So this already looks like we're seeing Vortix go for a very aggressive, potentially just a full-on Speedling all-in timing attack, and that is going to make things tough. So let's see. Mothership Core is out. Hatchery is on the way in the natural expansion for Vortix. And we do have some Zerglings moving across the map. So what can Vortix really do here? If this Mothership Core goes too far, is he going to catch him off guard? He's got 10 more Lings in production. Speed's about to complete. This Nexus is left bare, naked, alone, all by itself. And now the wall is under attack. Vortix might be able to force a cancel on this Nexus, on these gateways. The Mothership Core is coming back with the Zealot, but there's too many Speedlings here. Vortix will be able to pick this pylon off. He's trying to get a probe over to the ramp to get a triple pylon block, but he will not be able to do so. And one sentry is coming out, but the Zerglings have made it into the probe line. He's trying to tuck those probes into the minerals to keep them alive, but more Zerglings are streaming across the map for Vortix. He needs to get I would like to see him try to get a wraparound on that natural Nexus, but these Zerglings are pulling all of these probes so far off the mineral line. ToD isn't even mining at this point. The natural Nexus is under fire, almost half surrounded by the Zerglings, and he's going to get this round on the sentry. He picks it off. Force field's not enough. Photon overcharge on the natural, but he does have the triple pylon wall. The rest of these Zerglings cannot run into the main base. So ToD, well, he's taken a lot of losses, but he holds on to his natural for now. At the meantime, Vortix pumping out lots of drones. The Zerglings still dancing around. The Mothership Core, though, can attack with impunity. And these Zerglings are actually locked in. He can't leave with the Zerglings, so his only option is to just do as much damage as humanly possible and wait for Photon Overcharge to run out so that his other pack of Zerglings can run back into the natural expansion. But Vortix is still dancing. Double kill from the Mothership Core. 8 more Lings in production. He's not giving up on this. And that Photon Overcharge won't last too much longer. Still chewing away at the probes in the main base. This Stalker, well, I guess it's going to be enough to finish cleaning up. and Photon Overcharge is over, and that means the Zerglings come back to play. He's got it. All of the shields gone. He can't move his units down because of the pylon block. All he has is the Mothership Core. He's going to lose this Nexus. He can't save it, and Vortix is pulling back his weakened Zerglings to get extra hits off on the Nexus. This base will fall, and now all ToD can do is just finish up his wall at his natural, and he can't even break it open anymore because there's a bajillion Zerglings on the map from Vortix. This is a very calculated build by the Mouse Sports Zerg. And he's got to be feeling pretty damn good about himself. And now he has to kill his pylon to get out. ToD is in some really rough shape. And there's still so many Zerglings here. I mean, he's just waiting. And here he goes. I wasn't sure if he was going to try to just go full all in on that. But he's waiting for that Nexus. He's got the Overlord here. And he can poke that in pretty much whenever he wants to check for that Nexus being placed again. ToD has no pylons on the map. The natural has been saturated for Vortix. The main base has been saturated for Vortix. He's getting his Roach Warren as well. There's no Nexus. So the problem here is by the time he gets Roaches out, this Nexus still won't be done, which means that there's an opportunity for Vortix to make a big Roach Ling push. He's actually getting a lair as well, so he's not even like thinking about going completely all in. And these Lings run over. There are a couple force fields available, so I don't think he can move around too much. Overlord goes into the main base for a scout. There's no tech, no robo facility, no Stargate, no Twilight Council, not even a Forge. He's just building this Nexus, and he is praying to dear God that he can hold on to it. Now the Zerglings might run in again. If they can get us around, they might be able to force another cancel on it. No, he will back off. But ToD is in a scary position. It's just one of those situations where you're quite worried. And that pylon's going to finish at the natural expansion, but there's still a good number of Zerglings on the map. The lair is just about complete. Third base is done, half saturated. He's getting the rest of the drones to saturate it. What can Vortix do from here? Pretty much anything. ToD still does not have a tech building. He's just getting his first Forge. And going for a gateway all-in, once your opponent has lair tech, once your opponent gets Roach speed, it's simply not possible to win with just pure gateway units unless you've already gained an advantage. And Vortix is just so far ahead. I'm really trying to think of ways that ToD can come back in here. And a robotics facility is never a bad choice. Immortals are really good versus Roaches. His Phoenix saw the Roaches. So I think you see, okay, Vortix is a player that likes to build Roaches. Then you see that Vortix is building Roaches. So the only logical assumption you can make after that is, well, Vortix is probably going to continue to put Roaches into his composition. Maybe move into Hydralisks later, but he does still have these Zerglings on the map. And this is why I'm still feeling a little bit worried for ToD. He has Recall available. He's got his wall off. He's finally secure. His natural is just now starting to mine. He's going to go for a backstab with these Zerglings, but I don't think he's going to be able to get in. This Zealot wall is tight. Vortix trying to force his way through here. I don't know how I feel about this. There, he force fields out, so he won't be able to go through. Decides, nope, don't want that Stalker, but oh, nice force fields from ToD, actually helping to clean up that little pack of Zerglings, as this third base is now almost, pretty much completely saturated, just waiting for a few more drones on the gas there. And ToD is moving down his ramp towards the third base area. If he could get a third base relatively soon, that would be great for him. Is that going to happen? I honestly don't think so. Roach speed is done. There's a lot of Roaches here for Vortix. He does have the robotics facility and a photon cannon, but he does not have an immortal. And guess what? This Zealot, this Changeling, sees that. Now the Changeling's dead, but he knows there's no immortals. He knows there's nothing in production. Vortix is just going to try to break his way through, picking off the sentries. The force fields are expunged, but Photon Overcharge gets procced. He's going for the pylon, shutting down the production. And actually, is this going to get the cannon as well? No, okay, so it's still powered there, but there's just so much firepower. Even with the Photon Overcharge, I don't think he's going to be able to break this army. Vortix is just going to keep pushing forward. He stopped the +1 attack from upgrading. He's taking a lot of damage from this, but there's just so few units to fight. The Overseer gives high ground vision, and GG. ToD taps out, and Vortix takes game number 1 in this best of 3 here at the round of 16. Fantastic game by Vortix. Really just